Hi, and welcome back to PEBKAC University. Today's video is going to be a short little tip on recreating the temp directory on a Linux system. Now, it's going to be there by default. Let's take a quick look at the temp directory. It's right underneath the root directory on your Linux system. And I've got a few files in there on the system. There's nothing really special. Everything's owned by root. Let's take another quick look at the permissions that are there. Okay, you see my owner and group are set to root for the temp directory. And we've got our permissions. It's a directory, read, write, execute, and you'll notice that the T at the end here, which is the sticky bit. And what that does is, let's say this is a system you have multiple users logging in and working on. During their sessions, there's likely going to be temporary files created in the temp directory that'll be owned by each individual user. What the sticky bit does is it prevents one user from deleting another user's files in that directory. Only the user that created it or the root account can delete those files. And that's a good thing to have. You wouldn't want one user, let's say Bob, logging in and deleting all of Mike's temporary files while Mike's session is going. That could interrupt his work and cause problems for him. And sometimes, maybe it's late, maybe you're tired, you've been at work for a while, or you've just been playing around with your own system at home, and let's say you did want to clear out everything that's in the temp directory, but you accidentally did this. We no longer have a temp directory. So your first instinct is going to be, let's recreate that. I'm root right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do a make directory temp. And you might say, okay, great, it's back, and that's all I needed to do. Well, the problem is, let's look back at the permissions on it. You notice we no longer have the sticky bit set, and the permissions are still just incorrect at this point. You'll notice that the group and other don't have the right privileges that they had before. But this is pretty easy to correct. We're just going to do a chmod, or change mode. I sometimes just say chmod. 1777 temp. And I'm doing this from inside the root directory. You could also just as easily put the slash there. And these are going to be the standard permissions, which are 777, which are read, write, and execute for both the owner, the group, and the world, everyone else. What's different is the fourth character, which you may not be familiar with, this 1 at the beginning, is going to tell it to set the sticky bit. So now, we look at our permissions, and it looks just like they did before, with read, write, execute for owner, group, and world, and also the sticky bit, the T at the end, is there on the temp directory. So that means that now individual users can't delete each other's files from that directory. And you can set the sticky bit on any other directory where you think multiple users are going to be creating and storing files, just to prevent one user from either intentionally or accidentally deleting another user's files. This was just a quick tip I wanted to share. It's something that even seasoned admins forget about, or it slips their mind. So I hope you find this useful, and hope you will subscribe to this channel. We have more great videos on the way. Thanks.